to a new episode of the Reading Room Ruffians, your favorite library podcast. This is Mallory. I'm just here. My little church mouse Ariel is here with me, so y'all better listen real good today.
I have the worst problem for a yapper today.
Our Supreme Overlord Carla is tickled pink to have at least one of us be quiet today.
You have no idea.
We are recording from our library in Jackson County, West Virginia. Zach is all the way over there in Seattle, Washington.
You know, it's great weather out here. Rainy and cold. We love it.
Sounds
it's the same
about
here.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
40 and rainy.
Yeah. So today we are doing our end of year book chat. It's like one big book chat. We're going to go over everything we read this year. Well, we're going to go over our favorites and our least favorites. And then we're also going to take a look at stuff coming out in 2025 that we're excited to read. And hopefully that means that you'll be excited to read it too. So does anybody else want to get started first? I think it would probably be best for Ariel's voice if we all did a couple at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We should start off with our number 5 for either the best or worst, and then just rotate around.
Oh, you put them in number order?
I just picked my 5 favorites.
Oh, you didn't put them in number order?
No, because it's. I mean, I could pick
what's the
I could
top
pick the
5?
first
I don't
one.
know. Makes sense to me.
I could put them in order if need be.
But we won't hear what she says.
She's so freaking rude.
Anyway.
Okay.
Sure. Why don't you guys go ahead and go?
Okay. My fifth one,
Mhm.
fifth favorite was The Butterfly Effect by Andy Andrews, and I just liked it because of the way it made you think about things and how you interact with the world and the ramifications of those interactions. So.
And you did really good talking about that in your little short too.
It was cool. It was a cool book.
Yeah. So are we all just doing 5 then? Just our number 5
Yeah,
then?
just do your number 5.
Okay.
Do your number 5.
All right. I guess my number 5 will be A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Kingfisher. That one was so much fun. It was so cute. I love it.
I didn't read
Alright,
any
my-
T. Kingfisher this year.
I
What
read
is
a
your
bunch.
problem? It's the best.
Yeah.
Granted, no, I was going to say she's not on my list, but yes, she is.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is. Okay, my number 5, surprisingly, is a nonfiction book.
That is surprising.
It's called Ikigai. Ikigai.
Oh, you actually like that
Look at that.
book. That's cool.
Look at them freaking laughing at me. So rude. So rude.
It's just because you sound so cute.
That's it. That's it.
That's not why she's laughing at
That's
me.
not why she's laughing, but it is why I am.
Anyways, it's a book I had to read for school. And it's The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life.
Oh, yeah. I remember you talking about that one.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Honestly, as far as nonfictions go, it was good. And it was short. Which bumps it up there.
All right, I guess I'll do my number 5 then. It's going to be the Murderbot series for me. I finally got around to reading all of it this year, or at least all the stuff that's out. It's been fantastic. I talked about it on the podcast beforehand, but yeah, it was a good series, and all the books were really short, except for 1 or 2 of them. And the longer ones are better, I think, personally. But overall, great series about, a robot person
One of my
who
love.
just wants to watch shows and not hang out with people,
Murder people.
basically.
We can all relate.
But then they have to go
Yes.
around murdering everybody.
Well, not everybody.
Some people just need killing.
Some people do just need killing.
It's contagious.
Very relevant today in today's world. Also, I apologize, podcast viewers. Occasionally my camera is flickering and I don't know why.
Oh, it's your house ghost or apartment ghost or whatever.
Apartment ghost.
You better
Probably what it
see where
is.
Donut's at. She's probably eating the cord.
Could be.
Anyway, yep, that's my number
All right.
5.
Okay, 4 was probably The Woman They Could Not Silence by Kate Moore. I really liked that one because it read so much like a fiction book, and I was so worried and intense about
Yeah.
I'm like, just shut up. But that was the whole point. It was a really, really good book, and it should be taught
Yeah.
because it is a historical account. So it was a good one.
I agree. I don't really have an actual I'm sorry, I'm going to break the rules here, but we're just tying these for number 3 cuz between the two of them I don't actually know which one I would
Just
pick
pick
before.
one. Just pick one. First one you look at.
Fine. Okay. So my number 4 is not actually number 4, but whatever, is The Passing Tales of Death by W.C. Robertson. We've had him on the podcast.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
We read this before it published, but then whenever I actually got my physical copy, I read it again, and it was just as good. I loved it. Oh my God.
That's the one I read in one setting.
Yeah.
That's
That
a
was
good
just
point.
really
It
good.
isn't on my Goodreads because I don't think it was out then.
I think we read the draft last year though.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, so does that count?
Yes, 'cause the book
because
came out.
I
She
read
read
it
it. She
again this
reread it.
year.
Oh, you read it again this year. Oh, no, I read it and I rated it. Never mind. I'm
Yeah.
lying.
Yes.
Okay, my number 4 is actually 2 books. It's Rolling in the Deep and Into the Drowning Deep. Because I felt that they kind of needed to go together.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really liked them because they were like creepy, but also very scientific. And I don't know. It was just a good read. It was
good.
an interesting take on
Yeah.
mermaids and seemed more plausible than
Anything else?
yeah, really. It was good.
Those were good books. They almost
Those
made
were
my
really
top
good,
5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not quite, though. But they were very good books. I did enjoy them. And got to see her talk at the bookstore not the other day. It was months ago, but it was pretty fun.
Oh, yeah. I remember you talking about that.
It's your
It's my
turn.
turn again. Okay.
No, it's my
Zach's
turn. It's my turn.
That's-
Sorry.
Okay.
I was getting off track here. Let's see here. My number 4 is Flatland because it's a great book. I love Flatland. It's so fun. Be a little square in a flat world. It's fun times.
I didn't hate it, but it was definitely didn't make my top 5.
I love that book.
It's
It's so great.
It's in my
It's so small, and it's just, I don't know, it's really good, and it's interesting about just to think about or talk about, and it really helps you understand dimensional stuff if you're not familiar
That's
with,
true.
Oh.
It does.
Dimensions.
Well, only if you get the good pictures.
Oh, yeah,
I
if
didn't
you
have
get
any
the good
pictures at
pictures, it's a
all.
lot better. Aside from those pictures that, Mallory, was you who had the really crappy pictures in there?
It was me. Yeah. The Kindle version, I guess.
It was terrible. Yeah, no, the good pictures really do help you visualize stuff a lot better.
See, I just listened to it. I didn't have any pictures.
Yeah, the
yeah,
pictures
if
help.
I-
The pictures help.
Yeah.
And it's a short book. Just read it. Psh.
Okay, my third one is more of an author than a book because the book we read is not out yet, and it's Jasper DeWitt's *The Sleep of Death*. I thought that was amazing, and I am looking so forward to this series.
Yeah.
That was
it was
a good
just
one.
very
Oh, yeah.
intriguing, and I don't even like horror, but he's kind of got me hooked on that
It's-
genre
Yeah.
a little bit because of his like The Patient, and now
Mhm.
this one, it's like this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I really liked that, really, and he was so fun to talk to. I just
Oh
think
my
he's
gosh.
a great person.
Yeah.
He's coming to the dark side.
Yes. Honestly, same.
I'm peeping. I'm not really good, but
'Cause-
this.
I mean, same, because T.
This-
Kingfisher has done, and then Jasper DeWitt, and we've read quite a few horror books
Yeah.
this year that I've been able to actually digest,
Oh
and
my
it's like, oh wow,
He's
this
the
is kinda
gateway
fun.
book.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was really good. I really liked that one, and I can't wait till it comes out.
yeah. Okay, my number 3 is I guess, I don't know, I haven't heard anything else about it, but I really want more. It seems like just a standalone, though. The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi by Shannon Chakraborty, who wrote City of Brass, which is one of my very favorite trilogies.
What's the reason I know that name?
It's, God, it was so good. Like, it was an epic fantasy and about a woman who is a pirate. Well, she had retired, and then she kind of gets roped back into the life. And it's a whole huge epic journey. It's crazy. It's actually scary at sometimes. And oh God, I just loved it. I loved every minute of that book. It was so good.
You know what I just noticed? Our number 2 and number 1 are probably the same exact ones.
Yep.
Okay. So my number 3 is Legends and Lattes and Bookshops and Bone Dust.
Those are good.
Yeah.
I just
loved
finished
them. They were such feel-good books,
Yep.
and they were so cute, but they still had some action and stuff like that. And I don't know. I just really, really enjoyed them.
Yeah. I'm finishing the second book. Well, I mean, I'm not like super close to finishing. I think I'm like, I don't know, maybe like 60% through this Bookshops and Bone Dust. I'm loving it.
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah. These cozy fantasy books are really just, they hit nicely.
They do.
Have you met Satchel?
Yes.
I
Oh my God. I love him.
Satchel.
I love him. Yeah. Oh, so great.
Zach.
Yep, I know. I was looking at my list here. The next one I have is Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Because that's a very good book. It's very different from Blade Runner. I mean, they got the same names and stuff, but that's about the only real similarity. And I don't know, it's a good discussion of empathy and what makes humans human and science fiction stuff. Oh, it's a very good book series. Oh, book, not book series.
I need to read that one. I've never read it.
This is not a hot take. Everybody in the world thinks it's great, pretty much. So
I will not be reading
We
it.
will see.
it's very
Well,
good.
now I'm kind of hesitant because I didn't totally love Dune. But
Okay, then
everybody
I don't
else
think-
apparently does.
Yeah, no, Dune is objectively one of
Dune
the best
is
sci-fi
hard.
books ever made. So
But it is so long, and it's...
It is. It could have been done like in a lot less time, in my opinion, and
nope.
gotten the same thing across. Like I don't. It just
there's
was
a lot
so
of
slow.
There's a lot of
sometimes.
intrigue. There's a lot of political stuff, and there's a lot of characters you don't like.
Okay, Miss, it could have been done in less time or gotten across its stuff. I read that House Witch book, and that's like 800,000 pages.
Yeah,
and
but that was a
nothing
cozy
happens
book.
in that book half the time.
Those were cozy books. They didn't have to have anything.
That book could have been at least 50% shorter,
different.
and it would have been better.
I didn't think those were very long books.
They're pretty long books.
You cray.
Legit, the House Witch is... I'm looking up right now. 658 pages long.
That's pretty long.
I read these in I listened to them, but still, I feel like that would be a long audiobook. And I listened to those really fast.
Pretty
And
long.
the books don't look that big.
It's probably at least 12 hours.
Because we have the books. They don't look that big.
650
No, they
pages.
don't.
I think you're lying, but okay.
I'm pretty sure that's the
On-
shortest one. The other ones
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure are longer.
On to number 2. You're a Badass by Jen Sincero. I
Oh
love that book.
my
I listened to it
God.
like 3
These
times.
books.
Yeah.
Her wit is so funny.
She
is it's like, this happened to me, and I was doing this, and it was...
Has
She's just
every
funny.
single one of her books been nonfiction so far?
No,
No.
What was the third one?
The Sleep of Death.
Okay, that's the only one.
I'm saving my very favorite to last. This is a good book, people. You should listen to it. It's like a self-help book, but it is so funny. I mean, just the humor alone is amazing. But she makes some really good points too.
Yeah.
Somebody has to be intellectual.
Yeah. Number okay, this is really hard for me. I just want you all to know. This is even harder than my 3 and 4 spots. So my number 2 is Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Boom!
Really?
Boom!
Wow.
That should be number 1.
Number 2.
Number 1.
Yeah. Listen, if I could have them both be number 1, I would. But apparently we're not allowed to do that, Zachary.
you're not. 'Cause
So
it's a top 5. It's our ranking.
yeah. So, yeah, Dungeon Crawler Carl. And this is the whole entire series. Like, just so we're aware. Actually, I only have 2 series in my top 5, which, fine. But, God, yeah, I love these books. They are so good. And I'm actually rereading them again, which is insane because it is literally the same year that I read this series the first time around. I have never done that before. And I will be doing that for my number 1 too. So
I cannot imagine what can be better than that.
Oh, it's
well,
going to be that
you'll
one
have
with the,
because they're so good.
the Paladins, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, that's my number 2 spot is the Paladins.
There you
Oh,
go.
they're so good.
Yeah, they
They're
really
so
are.
good.
Oh my God.
It's 4 books. There's by T. Kingfisher, and they're all about this group of paladins that like lost their god.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so they're like having all their paladin guilt and blah blah blah. No one could ever love me, blah blah blah. And then they find people while they're trying to hunt down this thing that's like eating people's heads off and then stealing their bodies.
It's crazy.
It's so good. You got romance, you got fantasy, you got some like horror in there.
Action. It really has everything.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It doesn't have donut.
It doesn't have donut. But there is.
God. There's a Noel.
Yeah.
And he's so fun.
Oh God, they're so cute too. And what is her cat? Well, it's not a cat.
Oh, he's not a cat, but what is
It's like a cat.
Yeah. But he's not a cat.
Yeah.
But he acts like a cat.
Yeah. I can't remember what it's called though.
Not cat.
What is it? Some sort of like ferret thing almost.
Like
It's
gremlin
like a
toad.
cat
But
ferret.
it's like a cat ferret. Yeah.
But they use him for perfume making because they release a certain scent.
Yeah.
Like a musk
Is
type
it like
deal?
a civet?
Yeah, like a
Actually,
He's
Is it
a
a
skunk.
civet?
I think so. I think that's exactly what he is, right? Civet.
I don't
That
know.
sounds really familiar.
Oh, the civet cats. Those are the things that eat the coffee beans, right? And then they make the really
Yeah.
expensive coffee
And they
when
kind
they
of
poop
look
it out.
like they kind of look like a ferret, but they're
Anyways, they're great.
They're not really a cat either.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that is it. But yeah.
All right. Oh no, it's Ariel's turn, isn't it? Oh, that's
No,
what
I
that
just-
was.
No,
Ariel.
she
That was
just
Ariel.
did hers.
Yeah, sorry, Mallory was talking so much. I thought it was Mallory again.
Oh my God.
My
You're
next
so
one's
dramatic.
gonna be the Expanse series because I got 3 series on my list. I can't help it. I've been reading all through these. I'm on the last book finally. Oh my God, this is like a fantastic book series. If you saw my short earlier, which if you haven't been watching the shorts, watch the shorts. They're so good. I mean, I'm biased, but they're so good. 30 seconds, you get a book review. Fantastic. Anyway.
I thought about doing a silent review today.
Well,
That would be funny. That would be funny.
it's a little...
Fantastic.
You could hold up little cue cards.
Note cards. Just
There
do
you
that
go.
little, toss them away.
Did you watch the series?
Yeah, I
sci-fi
watched the series.
That's based. Okay, is it better than the series?
Yeah, it's better than the series.
Okay, because I loved the series.
I would say the main difference between so in the series, the thing I liked more was the fact that the protomolecule zombie things, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They are in the books, they're just brown vomit zombies is what they call them. And in the series, like the show, they are like blue and glowy and is really cool looking. I don't know. That's the only real major difference that I liked in the show better. The rest of it, the books are better. There's actually an ending, which is nice, as opposed to the other thing, which was
Yeah, it
like a
just
cliffhanger. I think in the series there was a cliffhanger because they canceled it.
Yeah.
Right after some very bad stuff happens. But there's basically 3 main arcs in the Expanse series. The show does it does finish the first arc completely, which is the one with the protomolecule.
Mm-hmm.
And then it doesn't finish the second arc, which is the like gate arc, I guess if you want to call it that. And then sorry, don't it just knock my mic away. Anyway. And then the third arc is the one I'm in right now. It's the Laconia arc, and it's very good, very interesting. All have been Real good thus far.
Uh,
And I like how
I'm agreeing with
it's like
Donut. You're talking too much about these.
semi-hard sci-fi. We've only been going for 20 minutes. Give me a break. We've only been going
Yeah,
for 20
but we
minutes.
were all quick, and you already have a review about this. Move past
Well, it's like, it was a 30-second
It's a
review. This is
good
my longer
series.
review. It's sort of hard-ish sci-fi. Like, I mean, there's some space magic stuff in it from the alien technology, but that's just sufficiently advanced technology, so it counts as magic, basically. And then all the stuff with the humans, for the most part, very rooted in science, aside from maybe the fusion drives, the Epstein drives, which is how they get around.
Mhm.
Those are a little bit like, hand wavy, but aside from that, it's all really good. Also,
All right,
just as
then.
a brief
I'm gonna have to
pause,
read
a
this
brief
because I like
pause.
this
Uh,
series.
Mother, you are so quiet. Could you turn up your volume or speak close to the mic, please?
I'll get closer. How's that sound? Is that better?
That's so much better. That's where you need to
Okay.
be.
Okay. I don't even have anything wrong with my throat. So I'm just a mild mannered mother.
right.
I don't know why.
Okay.
Okay, here's the thing, audience. She does not talk this quiet most of the time.
I do too.
She just doesn't.
I do. They're all nodding their heads
Uh-huh.
They can see us.
in agreement.
Nobody believes that.
Oh my God.
Okay, my number one back on subject is Dungeon Crawler Carl. The
Mhm.
whole series, I loved it. I just can't talk about this one enough. There was somebody came in and checked out one on the other day, and we were all so excited.
Yep.
It was just like, I love that series. Absolutely love it.
So good.
Yep.
It really is so good. I also really love Carl, like a lot.
I do too. I mean, I love and Donut and I mean, some of the other ones I like a
Yeah.
lot, but those two are like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, so my number one we've talked about is Paladin's Grace, the series. Oh my God. I love them so much. I don't know. I think it was maybe just like the overall like wholesome thing.
Because they're these big men,
Yeah.
right? First
Mhm.
off, big men. They can fight. They're protective. They try to do the right thing. They have a moral compass that kind of is pointed in the right
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
And they're just sweet babies and think they can't be loved. And then so like that plays into me and Mallory being like,
Yep.
oh, sweetheart, don't worry.
Yep. No. Mm-mm.
We got you. We love you.
So much. So much. Oh my God. I know. Okay. So there's Stephen, the first one. The second one is Istvan. The third one is Galen. And the fourth one is Shane.
Oh my God.
And
love
if
them
I had to
all.
pick out of like if somebody was like you have to pick one, I don't think I could. Probably
I couldn't.
either Istvan or Shane.
I love Easton.
But like, oh God,
but I also love Shane.
I
And
love
also
them
love
all.
Steven.
They're
I
all
also love-
fantastic.
I love them all.
Yeah,
The only reason I could go with not Galen is
Well,
because
he's gay.
He's
Yeah.
gay.
it's unfortunate,
Well,
but
that would be,
also
that would be difficult.
yeah,
Then.
but also
You say I've
Yeah.
dated 2 gay men.
yeah,
Just put it out there. I've dated 2 gay men.
it's fine.
I could do it.
I mean, honestly, that's just like the best scenario anyway. You have like the best friend,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have to do anything else.
Mm.
Just have your built-in bestie. That's it.
Fantastic.
Yep. But anyway, yeah. I love the series. It really does have everything. It has the humor. It has a little bit of romance. And, some of them get spicy, but some of them aren't, I don't know, like they're not
There's like
poorly done.
one spicy scene. There's so much like tension through
Yeah.
the whole book.
Mhm.
And then there's one spicy scene near the end and you're like
In most of them, yeah.
and it's not cringy.
No.
That's something.
Yeah, they're so well done. I don't know. And T. Kingfisher just writes so beautifully anyway. Like all of the books that I've read by her, I have absolutely loved. I don't know what it is about her writing. It is just, I don't know. It is a lot different than most of the stuff that I read. It's fantasy and, it's kind of, it has that horror element, but it's just so well done always. And in a different book, I've had quotes from her and I'm like, does this not sound like the best thing ever? And Ariel's like, yes. And I don't know how it's almost every single book, there's at least one thing that I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever read. Like, I don't know. So she really won me over with these books. They did take my top spot, 1,000%.
I haven't read them. I can't compare. So
Yeah.
I just can't
we
imagine.
need to get them for the library.
Yes, we do.
We need physical copies for
Yes.
the library.
Put 'em on a list.
Yeah.
I'll add it to the 4-inch stack of requests.
Yep. I'm going to buy them all for myself eventually.
I want to.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Yep.
Okay, my number one thing is Dungeon Crawler Carl also.
Yay!
But it's very close with Paladin's Grace. Like
it's hard to
very,
pick,
very
yeah.
close. But I think just because these are such big books and I took time to read them all.
Yeah.
And I am a very, very busy person this year. So, and I just could not wait for the next one, So
Yeah.
that's why I went ahead and put them in my top spot.
You really did binge these.
I really did.
I didn't binge them nearly as much, but I did Paladin's Grace.
Yeah,
and I
you
think
did.
that's
You,
the
like,
difference.
in a weekend. You
Less
were like,
than I finished all
done.
4 in 6 days.
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. I did not put them down.
Wow.
Well, okay, so I guess there's no surprise. My number one is also going to be Dungeon Crawler Carl because they're fantastic books.
Yay.
They just are. The newest one, is it the 7th one or 8th one? 7th one. So the 7th one is pretty good. I've read almost all of it. Well, I'd say about half of it thus far, just because I haven't had time to
It's
sit down and read recently. But they've all been really good.
Oh, I have it on here twice.
Is it out on audio yet?
No, it's not.
No, not until February.
That's right.
That's why it's on my list of books to read.
I
Next year.
pre-ordered it.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to with my credit this month. As soon as it comes on Christmas Eve. That's my Christmas Eve.
Is it
present
on?
to
Is it on
myself.
Audible?
Yes.
Yes.
It'll be on
Okay,
Audible.
I'm actually gonna have to subscribe, get a subscription to that.
It's only $15.
I know, but I put it off for so long. So.
Yeah.
You need to get a Goodreads.
Yeah, the fact that you don't have a Goodreads is ridiculous.
I just don't want to keep up with anything. I can't even remember. Well, if I don't like a book, it's just gone. It's out of my mind.
You can take it out of your thing.
Yeah, you could.
I would.
Mhm.
I would never put it in there.
Oh my goodness.
You don't make no sense. I just don't get it.
Oh my goodness. All right. So we've done our best. And I think it's really safe to say Dungeon Crawler Carl really was a sweep. Like, honestly, if I hadn't binged Paladin's Grace as much as I did, it probably would have been number one.
It's probably
But-
recency bias.
I don't think so. I mean,
You don't understand. I talked to her about this. All right?
Yeah.
You don't understand.
I just can't. I can't stop talking about them. And it's the same with Dungeon Crawler Carl. Like, it really is. And I'm reading those again. So, like, I just want to make it very clear. Like, I have never done a reread in the same year, ever. And I'm already 2 books through Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Okay, well, there you go.
Like, yeah, like, it is very, like, if I had to pick between the two, it would be Paladin's Grace. But honestly, they're both my top spot. Like, it's because they're completely different. Like, Dungeon Crawler Carl is like the sci-fi action grossness, and Paladin's Grace is kind of like that, but it's a lot more. Yeah, it's a lot softer. I guess.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
That's not totally correct either. But it's like, I don't know. One's like, oh my god, I'm gonna like chew my nails off, and the other is like, oh no, what's gonna happen? But I know it's gonna be happy, so
yeah,
it's okay. Yeah, like it's just that. I guess that kind of totally different to me. But we've done this,
fair.
so yeah.
Okay, so our disliked ones. Are we starting by like number 5 being?
I
like,
would do number
it
5
was,
first.
It was
hated.
bad, but
The
it's
least
not
hated?
the worst.
Yeah, the least bad. Start with the least
Okay.
bad.
I only have one because if I don't like a book, I don't read it.
All right, well, that works.
Unless I have to, and it's only because it happened recently. It was the Grump who stole Christmas, and I think
That was a bummer.
was it stole who saved Christmas? Sorry,
Yeah.
it's stole it away. I don't know. I just didn't. I think I wasn't in the right frame of mind
Mhm.
at all for that one.
Well, it wasn't what we were expecting.
No, I was expecting
Yeah.
last year, and I was looking forward to it. And when
Yeah.
it was like a double disappointment because
Yeah.
I don't know.
I really should have looked at the actual genre of it, because if I had read just like it was romance, I would have been like, no way.
Yeah.
I was fully expecting a rom-com. That was a disappointment. Blech.
Anyway, the rest of mine didn't hate. There wasn't any I really hated. But if I do not like one after, like, I don't know, the first chapter,
Yeah.
it's like done.
The first chapter.
Yeah, sometimes.
That's
if it doesn't
crazy.
catch me right off, I don't want to read it.
That's some wild stuff.
That is. I gave it at least a third of the way through the book.
That's a waste of time if you hate it.
Well, I mean, sometimes
so
it
much
shifts
time.
and you end up liking it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it has to come highly recommended and I'll stick with it.
Yeah.
But if I just pick up something and it's like not got me within the first chapter, it's like, I'm not doing this.
I guess I get that, but I honestly can't relate. I don't know. I really try to stick it through books like as much as possible. And if I don't finish it, it really says a lot.
I only have
that's
so
how
much
I
time
am.
left on my ribbon.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to waste it on a book I don't like.
I guess it's just the fact of like I really want to know. Cuz like I don't a lot of people can go to sleep whenever they're watching movies. I can't do that. I can't do it. I have to, even though I know what happens if I've watched it a million times, doesn't matter. I have to watch it until the end.
I pass out.
Yeah.
So just like sleeping away.
Yep. I don't know. I have never been able to do that.
I can't do it either.
I don't get it.
You guys aren't tired enough. That's the problem. You're not tired
I'm
enough.
Definitely tired.
Not enough.
No, I don't know. I've never
You're
been
just
like
getting
that.
old.
I am old. That's the reason I don't waste time on books I don't like.
Okay, so I guess my well, all right. My number 5, like least worst. I think is gonna be Wolf Song by TJ Klune.
Okay, I could see that. It almost made my list. I was not the
Yeah.
biggest fan of that book.
I'm glad I didn't start that. I checked it out and then I let it lapse and I was like, whatever.
I really was wanting to love this book like so bad, and I think a lot of things went into play here and why I didn't like this book very much, but I don't know. We remember me talking about it. It was very upsetting. It was kind of like How the Grump Saved Christmas for you.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get into it, and I really almost did not finish it, which is really sad because I did not expect that out of TJ Klune ever, like ever. So
Well, this is his older
that'll
book
be
series. It's older than The House in the Cerulean Sea, and it's a different
Yeah.
vibe. So
Yeah.
some
Yep,
people really
totally
like it,
different
but
vibe.
I never was really into that sort of universe type stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
Okay, my number 5 is Slaughterhouse-Five. And the reason I actually put this on my list is I liked it if you read it as a fiction book, as like going into it believing nothing's real, that none of it's true, that's not based off anything, that the people in it are not based off of anyone.
Yeah.
But as soon as I think about this author and like him saying that it's this certain type of book when it's not, I get angry.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's like my least hated one on my list, but also, Zach, like 3 of these books are ones you picked.
Of course they are. Of course they are. I wonder if one of them was on my top 5. I don't think so. I doubt you put Flatland on your least favorite books. Maybe you did. All right. My number 5 is Born in Fire.
That almost made my list.
Because
That was
That
a
book
different time
was-
in my life. I really love those.
What'd you
Oh my
say?
God.
I said that was a different time in my life, and I really love those. But I haven't read Honora in a long time.
Well,
Yeah.
did you read that one when we reread it? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
I read it again. I did. But she's got a lot of new ones out that I haven't read.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Born in Fire. It's just it was fine. Yeah, I did not like the main character though. The dude, he was the worst.
I had never figured that out.
I see. I liked the overall vibe of How the Grump Saved Christmas more, so I didn't put that on the list. But
Oh, I am so
Born in
depressed.
Fire was just like, well,
Oh
I
my
don't know. I
god.
got nothing good to say about it really. All the side characters were fine. The main characters were crap.
And actually, the second 2 books are better than the first one, and it sets it up as a series. So, because you meet the characters.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Well, you don't have to like it. Not everybody likes Nora. It's okay. Millions do, but not everybody.
It's okay. Lots of people like Dune too, and apparently Mallory doesn't.
I didn't hate it. Okay.
It's not on our list.
Yeah. No.
Did you read Dune this year, or was that last year?
Me this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. All right. Yeah, that's my number 5.
That's so funny.
I have nothing else.
Oh yeah.
I don't
okay.
read them
That's
if I
right.
don't like
I forgot about that. Yeah.
them. Or I forget about them because they didn't stick in my head.
Yeah. All right. I guess my number 4 will be The Men by Sandra Newman. That was the book I read. It was I was going into it kind of expecting it to be Stephen King's Sleeping Beauties, but like, what if it happened to men? And I mean, it was kind of, but also, I don't know, it was just very disappointing, the whole thing. I didn't think it was done nearly as well as it could have been. I don't know, personally. So there was that. That's all I have to say about it.
Okay.
Okay.
My number 4 is Nestlings by Nat Cassidy.
Oh, yeah.
And this was supposed to be a horror book. And I spent the entire time reading this book hating the main characters.
Yeah.
Because the husband was stupid and he was everything that I hate about men. He was like the embodiment of
Is
what I
this the
hate
one
about
with
men.
the weird golem vampire things?
Yes.
The gargoyles?
Gargoyle. Yeah, gargoyle.
That, like,
Okay, I thought so.
yeah, that melt your insides and then eat them. Yeah, those ones.
Yuck.
And then eat puke?
Yeah.
It's sort of
Yeah.
like flies. You know what flies do?
Ugh.
And then the main girl, she was like useless. She was so, oh, poor me, poor me. Like, grow up and get over it. Okay? I hate
You
it.
tell her.
I will. And like, it literally says on the cover,
Mm.
this is the horror book of the year. What freaking year? Because it ain't this one.
Oh my god.
So bad.
Kinda funny.
She just leaves her babies to the vampires too. She's just like,
Oh.
whatever.
Mhm.
Eh,
Mm-mm.
Outrageous.
who needs them?
Not her, apparently.
Apparently.
Oh my god.
All right, my next one is I'm looking at this backwards. Sharkheart. Sharkheart was I thought it was going to be a lot better of a book, and it just wasn't. It was very disappointing. Like the first chunk of it was pretty good, and then after dude becomes a shark, it's just kind of lame. And then he's real mean to his friend shark, who is just trying to help him. And I'm like, come on, man. She doesn't deserve that. She's a good shark lady person thing. Overall, though, it was just kind of a disappointing book. I think that was the main thing. The vibe of this book, the idea is really cool, but then this is just a stupid book. Anyway, yeah.
All right. My next one is, I think gonna be Manhunt by Gretchen Felker Martin.
Wow,
that one was
okay.
also I didn't hate it. I really didn't, but it was just like, I don't know.
Gross for gross sake.
It was way too horny for an end of the world book. I'm sorry, like I said it. Like it just
No,
I'm
you're
sorry,
right,
but
100%.
There's no way. There's no way. I don't know. That's wild.
Yep. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, my number 3 is Night of the Mannequins by Stephen Graham Jones.
Really?
Yes, really.
I still don't understand why you didn't like that book so much.
None of the crap would have happened if that kid hadn't lost his freaking mind.
Well,
and
that's the whole
people
point.
be a bit more observant.
That's the whole point. Dude loses his
seriously,
mind.
It's like the 90s commercials. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your kid's at? They sure as heck didn't.
It wasn't 90s. It was before that.
He was out killing his friends because he's crazy and thinks a dummy is hunting him down.
Yeah, that's the part. I like that.
Oh
I like
my
how I liked
God.
how
It was
crazy
so
he was. That was the whole
stupid.
point.
It was
I don't know.
so stupid. And then
I
just
do
goes out.
find it really surprising you didn't like this.
Just goes out to the middle of a lake and sits there. I'm ready. You can come get me now. I've murdered all my friends. No big deal.
Yeah.
Stupid. It's so stupid.
That mannequin was good. There was the lake bulge, remember? And he was eating.
The fact that his
He was
parents
eating- what
did
was
not
it?
notice that he was
Like fertilizer.
absolutely bad. I'm sorry.
That's
Like, I
That's the
am a
good part.
parent of children that are neurospicy, and guess what? I notice things.
No, his parents were useless. I don't know. I thought it was fun. It was a romp.
I thought for sure you would love that book. I am so surprised that you didn't.
Yeah, I'm still surprised. I don't get it.
I thought it was gonna be good,
Yeah.
but
It
no,
was
it's
good.
stupid. Stupid.
My number 3 is also Manhunt because that book was terrible. The
Yeah.
writing wasn't good. The story wasn't good. All the characters were terrible. There's a few okay parts of it. There's a few parts I like, but the vast majority, 80% of the book I did not like. So, I mean, way too horny for a post-apocalypse type book.
Where
And
literally death is around every corner. Like
yeah.
it's
And
I
it's just, it
can't.
was gross. It was like, it made me feel icky
Mhm.
to read. And it was like unnecessarily gross. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Oh, that's me. No,
That's
yeah,
you. Yeah.
that's me next. It's my bad. All right. So we're just gonna say these are both number 1 also, because whatever, but
I thought we were at number 2.
we are.
Oh,
We
okay.
are. I just
Okay.
if I had to choose between, I don't know, like they're both the same for me. All right, so Monsters, A Fan's Dilemma by Claire Dederer.
Oh, yeah. See, I had blocked that one from my mind
Yep.
because that was horrible. Oh,
We found our number 1. Yep.
see,
yeah.
you have reawoken a bad memory.
Yeah, I don't know. I was expecting way more from that book. It was not well done at all. The topic could have been great. Like, it is a great topic, but I
wanted to do physical harm to her. I mean, it's like, God,
It's a bit intense.
being
bit
such a,
yeah,
well, not horrible harm, just smack her in the head.
yeah.
For being so wrapped up in herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't know. For me, it was being so like self-centered, even though it was supposed to be from a fan general perspective. It was really just her as a fan. But also the fact that she both pointed out that all of the women that she had on her like monster list were just like considered bad moms, or, gave up being a mom to pursue their own dreams. And she dogs that and then turns right around and like says all of that stuff and perpetuates it, but is never like outright, this is stupid. Like she almost like she calls herself a monster for wanting to do that stuff. And it's like, well,
I thought
lady?
she gave that is the perception of feminism that makes people dislike it.
Mhm.
Which is not what it is.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a bad one.
It was, I don't know. It could have been so much more well done by probably anyone else. Yep.
It's fair.
Okay.
I'll agree.
My number 2 is Hillbilly Elegy by J.D. Vance. I hated this book because he's a stupid liar and he talks bad about other people and writes it in a way like, oh, you're just not trying hard enough, which is a load of crap. And he's not a hillbilly.
No.
He's dumb.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm
go
going to
ahead.
say about it.
Yeah. My number 2 is also Hillbilly Elegy,
Mm-hmm.
which is because, again, it's a terrible book. He's a liar.
It's awful.
He's kind of the worst. He's just scuzzy.
If it had been a fiction story.
Fiction,
It wouldn't have been
fiction
bad.
would have been good.
If it was
Or
fiction,
if you
yeah.
wouldn't have liked
But this
him
is
as a
supposed to be a
character?
memoir, and he's just
I know.
the lion's sack of
I
crap.
know.
I don't know.
And it's like you didn't grow up in the hills. You don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Yeah. He's just BSing.
Mm-hmm.
And enough people liked it that I just don't even understand it. No, he's like
It's people
some
that didn't
friggin'
grow up in the
elite
hills.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
class trader person.
And the fact
You
that
hear
he
that
was
J.D.
like,
Vance
oh,
class
we were
trader,
so
you know
poor,
it.
but then you're not even poor enough to get food stamps.
True.
I don't think he ever was really.
No.
No.
And the fact, going to the college that he went to, that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
cheap.
Actually, if his mom hadn't been doing drugs, they would have been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And the victim blaming for everybody in the entire Appalachian
Oh
area. It's
my
just like he's just
Yeah.
a terrible. Anyway, it's just a bad book. Don't read it.
It's
He's
my
the
number
worst.
one, so we can continue bashing it. It's fine.
Okay, well there you go.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, he tried to be really subtle about it, but he was very political in it for literally no reason. Like, there was no reason you needed to talk about other poor people like it was their fault that you're poor.
Well, yeah, you
And,
did because
like,
this
that's
was a
one
book.
of-
This is
I-
a
it's
book
so-
to
I know,
ingratiate
like,
himself.
Self-serving.
Yeah, he tried really hard to be subtle about it. And it's like, I caught that from literally a mile away. And
Yeah.
I just don't understand how people choose not to see that stuff. Like, I think you have to in order to like read something like this and not be like, this is completely politically minded. Like, I just, and like, I went through and read reviews on Goodreads and there were people like, oh, this was whenever he was a Democrat. And I'm like, where? Show me where.
Really?
Point to where, please.
I think
Anywhere.
it's more that just like a lot of, especially the more liberal left, really like this book. The more, I guess, higher class, like middle class to middle upper class people really
Mhm.
like this book, and they were almost all left leaning, so they could have identified it as more a Democrat thing when it clearly
Yeah.
wasn't. It's just
Yeah.
the worst.
Wild.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't know.
It's just
because
a bunch
they
of
can feel better
attitudes,
about
people thinking that
themselves
this is how
when
things
they,
really are,
because
and
they
they
can
feel
help
better
these
about it.
poor people.
Well, they
poor,
say that
unfortunate
yeah.
souls. It was like,
Well, if
yeah.
they're going to
They
help,
say
need
that,
to
but then they
actually
don't help. Yeah. That's
Exactly.
the whole thing. It's,
That's the thing.
oh, they're poor them.
Mhm.
Poor them. Let's do something about
Thoughts
it.
and
Poor
And then
them,
do
but
Thoughts and
nothing.
prayers.
unfortunately, they did it to themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not the
Yeah.
extractive industries and stuff that helps it along, or the opium stuff. Just,
Which was
nothing with that.
started in Point Pleasant.
It was
I mean,
funneled
there is
in.
research on that one that's where
Mhm.
that started.
It's just, Anyway, yeah. Overall,
Yeah.
bad book, terrible book. Don't read it.
Mm.
But actually,
I
you know
still
what?
think Monster was worse than that one.
You know what? Yeah. Read it and then tell
Don't-
us where.
Read it. Don't buy
Yeah.
it and then set it on fire.
Yeah. Well, you know
Unless
what?
it's from a
Yeah, that's fine.
library, then you can not set it on fire.
No, you have to bring it back, regardless of how
Oh,
you feel
Or you
about
can
it.
Yeah,
burn it and then
please, yeah, please
donate
don't do
enough
that.
money and say, never buy this book again.
You know what?
I'll accept that. I'll accept that.
Can't do it, man. It has to be there so people have something to grouch about.
No, this is true. This is true. We don't condone book
Yeah.
burning
No, we do not.
because it's bad. Even the bad books need to be there just so we can read them and
Mhm.
realize how terrible they are.
Yeah.
All right, Ariel, what's your number one?
Oh, no.
My number one is Flatland.
No way.
I swear to God.
Oh my gosh, seriously? Flatland is so
it's
good.
pointless and stupid.
She didn't
and
get it.
Clearly,
There's so many questions that he left unanswered. It was dumb. There was no point in that him writing that. He just got bored and jotted some crap down, and people were like, "Yeah, that's it." Because
Don't
they're
you talk
stupid
about
too.
Edwin Abbott that way.
I absolutely will.
That was a great book.
She just didn't get it.
That's
oh
what I-
my God.
It's stupid.
So funny.
Oh my God. Let's see life about like what? A freaking shape? Who cares? Who cares? What's the point?
Didn't get it.
Oh my
They treat
God.
women awful. And the
That's true.
Poor women are just lines. They don't do nothing. I wish they would all
Yeah, they
jab
kill
those
They
men.
kill people
I wish they would kill them all.
by accident.
You sounded very Brooklyn just now. Kill 'em all.
Kill them all. All of them. Just
That's how I
take
feel
them out.
about it.
That's not a Brooklyn accent. I can't do one.
Oh
Anyway,
my God.
I thought it was fun. It's a fun book. I don't know.
No. Nope.
I think you're focusing on the wrong parts.
Romance of many dimensions.
She didn't get
No.
it. She did not get it.
Oh my gosh.
Pointless.
This is so funny. So funny.
There's no point in that book being wrote.
No, it was a
at all.
great book. Don't
It
just
was an
gag her.
illustration of how to see other dimensions.
Okay, are we seeing other dimensions?
Yes.
Yeah,
Are we
that's how it
doing-
works. It helps you wrap your mind around it. And the fact that they have some
Does
like
it? Does
weird
it?
Victorian
Please tell
sensibilities.
Me. Please tell me.
It
In the
did
book.
us.
Wrap
It's
your
just an
mind
interesting little thing.
around the fifth dimension, Zach. Tell me, what does that look like? Can you envision it?
No, I can't. That's the whole point.
Exactly. It does nothing.
But we can realize that it's there.
Yeah, and you can sort
a
of envision how
possibility.
it would work. Like, but it doesn't mean you can see it. You know?
I didn't think it was a riveting book, but I thought it was a good way to describe.
We should
Different
watch the
dimensions.
movie and then we can do commentary over it. Maybe Ariel will get it.
I did watch some of
no.
it. I did watch some of it. It was,
It's goofy.
It was okay.
I like it.
yeah, it was kind of goofy, but it was also, I don't know. Like, I don't know. How far into it? I think I watched like 20 minutes of it and I was like, I'm okay. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad, but wasn't it like 3 hours or something like that? I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
It was.
It's
I
not that long.
outrageous.
It's like an hour and 50
I don't know.
minutes.
Maybe. All right.
Something like
I don't
that.
know. It's been.
I don't know. It's in our
been
it's in our
since-
Discord chat. We should watch it sometime.
Yeah, it is. It's been a long time since I
No, thank
started it.
you.
I was like, oh, it's okay.
It's so stupid. So stupid.
All right.
If you
My
want a
number
good story,
one.
don't read it.
Well, first, briefly, podcast viewers. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Apparently, it's a bug with the way Android is doing this. It's flickering right now. So, yeah, I don't know. Apparently, it's a bug. Won't happen next week. Anyway, my number one worst book is Monsters, A Fan's Dilemma, because that was just a terrible book. Wasn't written particularly well. I mean, the prose was fine, I guess, but she was just a hateful lady who was very regressive in a lot of ways, and I don't know. She made terrible arguments about things for a subject that could have been a lot better. As Mallory was saying, it's an interesting subject. It could have been dealt with a lot better. That was just a bad book. It was not a good take on anything in there, and it was just like, I don't know, was 200-300 pages of her just ranting about how angry she was about stupid stuff.
Everything and nothing at the same time.
Yep, I don't get it.
How she liked the works of the people that she didn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how she was trying to come to grips with that. It's like,
Just separate the art and the people.
yes. I don't
And it's like, even if you don't want to, don't. Like, I
really,
just,
it didn't deserve like a whole ton of pages. I don't know. I even listened
Yeah.
to that one on like double speed.
It was not good.
It was not.
It really was not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is our yearly wrap up of the books that we did read. So we're going to look ahead to 2025. Actually, really excited for this. We've got some really good books that are coming out in 2025. Zach, did you look any up?
I tried to find like stuff. The only one I can find though is the Dungeon Crawler Carl like book 8 that I was like actually
Yeah.
looking forward to, because all the series I read, nothing coming out.
Yeah.
There might be a Dresden
I
Files
think-
book next year, maybe, but we don't know.
Yeah, it's still loading on his page.
Yeah.
I think I found a couple that you would like because I want to read. Is it okay if I start?
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I found one by John Scalzi, When the Moon Hits Your Eye. It sounds hilarious. It's basically what would happen if the moon were replaced with a moon-sized ball of cheese. Like, good grade cheese is what the description
We
says.
would be going there.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds hilarious. And so I want to read it because that was the guy who wrote the
Kaiju Preservation Society.
Kaiju Preservation Society.
Yeah, no,
which was also
Scalzi's,
a very funny book.
He's a fun author. I haven't read very much of his
Yeah.
stuff, but apparently it's all got the same sort of vibe where it's sort of like fluffy, not super deep, but it's fun to read, you know?
Yeah.
similar to Kaiju Preservation Society. Fun little book. Nothing too crazy intense there, but it's the same thing with like his what is that? There's the book with the cat on the front about him being a villain something. I don't remember. Anyway. But yeah, there's a bunch of all his books are basically like that. They're fun. I mean, I like the ones I've read.
Yeah.
But I did not know that it was called When the Moon Hit Your Eye, because that's kind of funny.
Yeah, I agree. And the picture of it is an astronaut on it looks kind of like Swiss cheese, like a ball of Swiss cheese, the top corner there. Fantastic looking. Do you want to see it? Yeah.
That is kind of fun. I like that.
Yeah. Are we just doing like a couple at a time?
Do with as many as you can think of, because I could not find any that the issue is all these lists. Okay, here's the real issue. All the lists that you find online, for the most part, a good chunk of them, are like literary fiction type stuff, or just like fiction. Things like Emily Henry and
individual
like,
authors.
This sort of like romancy type nonsense stuff. Or they're romanticises. It's like,
look up your actual author on Fantastic Fiction. It tells you if they have upcoming books. That's what I had to do.
That's not a bad idea. Fantastic Fiction. I'll do that while you guys are talking and let you know if I find anything.
Okay, so another one. We haven't done a book chat that I've talked about these yet, I don't think, but I read The Hunger Games for the first time ever this past what was it this month? This month.
Yeah, she's got a new book coming out.
I read all 3 of them in, I don't know, a week or something like that. And so there's a new one coming out, Sunrise on the Reaping, and that is going to be Haymitch's Games.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's pretty exciting. There's let me see. There's Silent Sparrow coming out by Bren Weaver, which is part of the serial killer books that we love. The Butcher and Blackbird books. Yeah. So it's the third brother. And let me see. TJ Klune has another one coming out, The Bones Beneath My Skin, which is supposed to be a thriller. So that's going to be fun. And it has the same kind of art that really all of his feel-good books do. But it says that it's a thriller. So I'm kind of intrigued by that.
I'm down.
Yeah. And then we've got a new Taylor Jenkins Reid book coming out, which everything she reads breaks me in half, but I always want to read them anyway. They're always good. So that one's called Atmosphere, and it is set in the 80s of this space program. And this woman is wanting to become the first woman in space. And so I think that's going to be pretty good. She always does really good drama. She does really good plot twists too. So I'm excited for that. I think for now that's okay.
Okay, I was going to say, you have some of the same ones I have.
Yeah.
One of the ones I'm excited about is Immortal by Sue Lynn Tan. It's a kind of like a standalone fantasy, but set within the Celestial Kingdom with Daughter of the Moon Goddess and the Sun Warrior one. I can't remember the whole title of that one, but I've read the Moon Goddess one and it's good, so I'm excited to read that. I'm excited about the audio version of The Inevitable Ruin because I know that came out this year, but I'm waiting on the audio version of it.
Agreed. Same.
And there's another one that came out this year that I'm waiting on the signed copy that I'm getting. It's Unearthing by W.C. Robertson. He messaged me and asked me if I wanted to pre-order. So I said yes. And he was going to sign it. So I'll get that sometime in January.
Yeah. I read that too.
I see. He sent it to me and I never got around to reading it. Just, I've been busy.
It's way different. It's way different than The Passing Tales of Death. But is also so good.
Yeah. I truly believe it. Everything he writes is good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
I'm really excited to see the actual finished product.
Oh yeah. Then I'm also excited for 2 T. Kingfisher books. One is What Stalks the Deep, and it's it's the third in the Sworn Soldier series. So What Moves the Dead, What Feasts at Night, and now What Stalks the Deep. So that's kind of exciting. But what's even more exciting about this is they're coming to America. They're in England, but they're coming to America, to West Virginia, to a haunted coal mine.
That's kind of fun.
That's the one you showed me this morning, wasn't
yes,
it?
I'm so excited about that. Oh, you notice my voice is starting to get better?
Mhm.
Coffee is finally working.
Yeah, and mine is failing.
Okay.
You've given it to me.
No, sorry.
Oh, shucks. Both of them down.
Never. All right. The other T. Kingfisher book I'm excited about is Hemlock and Silver, and it's a dark reimagining of Snow White. Now, I do not like the story of Snow White, but I'm excited to see this because it says healer Anja regularly drinks poison. So she's seeking cures for those everyone else has given up on. And I don't know, something makes her sick, and it might be the thing that kills them all. I don't know. It sounds really good. I have the whole synopsis here, but I'm not going to waste time reading that.
That does sound really good.
And then let's see, 2 more. Another one I want to read is Queen Demon. It is the second Witch King book from Martha Wells. This is the one that I looked up this morning, and Mallory laughed at me because I was like, the audacity of this woman not writing another murder bot. Because that's what I really want. I want another murder bot.
Yep.
And then the second book by Holly Black for her Book of Night series.
Yeah.
The second one's coming out called Thief of Night.
So excited.
Very excited about that. I have more, but we can move on to someone else now.
All right,
Zach,
I got a
if you have
couple.
any.
I got a couple now. There's a new book called Tailored Realities by Brandon Sanderson. It's a collection of stories. That could be good. I like Brandon Sanderson stuff most of the time. He's pretty consistently good, so that might be interesting. There's at least one novella in the world of Skyward, which is one of the series that he's like his young adult one with sci-fi stuff.
Oh yeah,
which has been pretty
I started
good.
that one this year.
Neil Shusterman has a new book called All Better Now.
What?
And
What's that one about?
It's apparently a young adult thriller about a world where happiness is contagious, but the risks of catching it may be just as dangerous as the cure. Sounds interesting.
I want to say that
That sounds so good.
I want to say that I've heard about that. Maybe.
And then there's a new Frederick Bachman book called My Friends.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I saw that one
Bachman.
too.
One day we'll figure out how to actually pronounce his name, but today is not that day. Also, apparently the final, not the final book, but one of the, I guess the next book in the Red Rising series is coming out. It's called Red God. I heard that one is that series is good. I haven't finished it. I need to actually sit down and read them because they're very good thus far. So probably one of the best written
Bless you.
sci-fi books out there right now, I would say. But yeah, most of the issues most of the people have been reading recently are dead, so or not most, but a lot of them, or the series are finished, so difficult to find new stuff.
Yeah, I would really like to petition T. Kingfisher to write 3 more books in the Paladin series because there are 3 more Paladins.
I want to know what happens to was it Judith? Is that her name?
I think. Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I really want all of them. I want books for all of them. And especially how the last one ended. There has to be more books, but there's none on her page on Fantastic Fiction or on Goodreads, and I am upset about it, if we're being honest.
It doesn't look like Peter Wollobin is writing a book for 2025, just FYI.
I don't even know who that is.
He's the guy with the Hidden Life of Trees.
Oh.
And then the Inner Life of Animals.
We're concerned.
The one who I just don't like. That. But he's written the book almost every single year, so I wouldn't be surprised. But nothing has been announced yet.
Maybe it's the Hidden Life of Sea Creatures.
Well, it looks like he's been mostly on trees, because it's been The Heartbeat of Trees, then The Power of Trees, then Walks in the Wild, and then How Trees Can Save the World is the most recent one. I've not read these because it's him, but I'm going to get to all of them eventually just so I can rail on them more.
See, hate reading.
I'm a hater.
Yep.
This guy just makes junk up.
I found, let me see, I think this one is a cozy fantasy called Homegrown Magic. It looks really cute, so I'm probably going to read it, and I'm not sorry about it. And then there's this other one that I found. I think that Ariel would like it too. It's called I Am the Swarm, and it's, so this girl's family has had magic in it for like as long as anybody remembers. And let me see, her mother has a different age every day, and like a lot of times she's not really old enough to actually be their mother. And then her sister, like it says, bleeds music and will do anything to release the songs inside of her. Right? That's kind of crazy. And then Nell sees the way magic rips her family apart, yada, yada, yada. But then, okay, so her magic comes to her.
Is this a new one?
Yes, in
It sounds
2025.
really familiar, maybe to a short story I read one time.
It says it's going to come out in March. So her magic comes to her as ladybugs. And at first she's like really happy because she loves ladybugs. I cannot relate, but but soon, essentially, all sorts of different bugs come, and she kind of finds out that they're attached to her moods. And the worst is whenever she gets angry, and she is always like angry. She has a lot of deep-seated
That's her secret.
Resentment and rage. And so what comes for her like through rage is wasps.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so like she is trying to repress even more, which obviously that's probably not going to be a good idea. But yeah, so I think that's going to be a really good book. It sounds really good.
Sounds good.
Murder hornets are in her
Right?
future. It's
Yes.
like-
That's what I said. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And then the last one that I really wanted to talk about, where did it go? Well, anyway, it's called Green Teeth.
Oh, I have that.
Oh,
It's attached to this.
okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
It was,
super cute.
Because I was like, where's the cover to this?
Yeah. It looks super cute. So
It does. That's
she's
one I wanted to read
basically-
too.
oh, okay. Yeah. Basically like a lake monster.
She's she's a fae.
Yeah, saves a witch, and kind of just like everything goes from there. It sounds really, really good. The cover is really pretty. Here's the small version of the cover, but
Okay, so yeah, I didn't
I
get
have the big version
know
somewhere.
Jenny
but-
Green Teeth, right?
Yeah.
You've heard
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this is.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the last of mine.
Okay, so I have a couple more. Witchcraft for Wayward Girls
Oh yeah,
by
that
Grady
sounded good.
Hendrix. It says it's set in the Florida in the 1970s. And it's a group of young women in a home for unwed mothers who find a guide to witchcraft, which sounds super fun.
I think I actually saved this on Pinterest because it sounds familiar.
It sounds good. Let's see. Was that one of them? Oh yeah. All the Water in the World.
Mhm.
It's a literary thriller. Set partly on the roof of New York's Museum of Natural History
Oh.
in a flooded future.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's
That sounds
it
kind of fun.
sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go into. I don't read synopsis, so we're not even. I'm skimmed it. It sounds good. It's God we got. And then the last one is The Secrets of Underhill, which Mallory mentioned to me, but I don't have the
I
synopsis
probably
for that.
have it somewhere.
But it looks really cute.
It does.
It
It
when she
looks like-
described it to me, it sounded really good.
Yeah.
so.
It looks like it should be
It looks like a children's
children's book. Yeah.
We'll have Zach maybe put up
An actual picture.
pictures of the covers, but
Let me
Sure.
see.
Just remind me.
What is that one? The Secrets of
Secrets of Underhill.
Okay.
Sounds cute. Underhill is the name that Frodo used to hide his identity in The Lord of
Yep.
the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring.
Yep. I knew that.
Did either of us say water moon?
No, we just had
No.
Your
Oops.
Moon's an Eyeball.
I missed
Or
one.
whatever it's called.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's an
Okay.
eyeball.
I'll talk about that one next, but I'm going to find this thing for there's green teeth.
While you're looking, I'm going to briefly mention a couple of the most anticipated books according to Goodreads. We got Onyx Storm, which is book 3 of the Empyrean series, which is the Fourth Wing stuff. So maybe it'll be better than the last one, because apparently the last one was god-awful. And the first one I didn't like, but lots of people loved. And then there's the Sunrise on the Reaping, which is the Hunger Games one.
Yeah.
You were talking about. I don't know. Other people have just like, it's all the people that you would normally expect. Allie Hazelwood up here, Emily Henry, R.F. Kuang. Yeah, people like that.
It's fine.
Well, there's also got Dark Academia stuff. Gross.
So this one is Water Moon, and my God, it looks so good. A woman inherits a pawn shop where you can sell your regrets, and then embarks on a magical journey when a charming young physicist wanders into the shop. It sounds so cool. It's set in Tokyo, and
let me tell you, if I could sell my regrets and my bad decisions, I'd be rich. I'd have so much money.
I don't have it. You must. I don't know.
It's not there. It might be sitting on my desk. I don't know. I think there's a couple pieces of paper left.
That's okay. Well, anyway, that Secrets of Underhill sounded really good. It looks like it would be a kid's book.
It really
the art on it
looks really cute.
But it's not. It sounds really fun, though. So
it was like a horror or something.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
I think so.
The Secrets of Underhill, a young apprentice fights to save an ancient grove of magical trees in this page-turning fantasy adventure, perfect for middle grade fans of Kelly Barnhill and Jessica Townsend. So it is middle grade.
Huh. Well,
that's fine with
me. I guess, I'll still read it. Yeah.
It looks
really good.
It does look cute. Like, the cover looks very cute.
All right. Well, do we have anything
else?
What
was that last one that you just said, though? It was Water Moon?
Water Moon.
Water Moon. And it's by Samantha Soto Yambao.
I might read this because it has a charming young physicist, which I was at one time, maybe.
You still are.
I'm not that young anymore.
Old and bitter.
And maybe I'm a little bit less charming.
He's old and bitter.
You're still a physicist.
I am still a physicist. That counts. That's why I'm saying at one point, young and charming too.
You can't take that from
now
me.
I'm old and crotchety.
I need to talk to you about some physicist stuff too, because I had a patron come in and ask me some questions that I wasn't sure about the answers.
All right, sounds good.
Interesting.
It was Hemi.
This is when you came out and asked me and Avery something, and we were like, what? Because she was like, that was a really good question, and then repeated it to us, and we were like, where did this come from?
Hemi. It came from Hemi.
Because she was in her office talking to him, and we were at the desk talking about like completely different stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I wanted to briefly just talk about the Goodreads year in books review thing.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys have those handy. I wanted to share it to like the Instagram page, but I don't think you can. You can only do Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest.
You have Facebook, and we invited you to the group. I don't know if you ever joined.
I only recently started accepting friend requests on that, so maybe I'll do that and I'll put it on there.
It's not a friend request. It's an invite.
So, just briefly, shortest book I read, Unknowing I Sink, 76 pages. Yep. Some good 76 pages there, though. I almost put that in my top 5 because I really did like that book, especially with the short. I really
thought about that one too, yeah.
And then the longest book was Butcher's Masquerade, 726 pages by Matt Dineman.
Same.
Average book length, 353 pages.
I think mine was like 364.
The most shelved book this year was Slaughterhouse 5, 2.5 million shelves. And the least shelved, this doesn't seem right because I feel like some of our other authors might have had lower, but 66, The Cloven Book 1 or 2? 2. It's kind of rough.
Yeah, mine was different from that. My most shelved was Hunger Games. I don't remember what my least shelved was, but I was like,
I could see Hunger Games being more than Slaughterhouse 5. It was like a phenomenon back in the day. Highest rated on Goodreads is The Butcher's Masquerade again, 4.69 stars.
Mine was Passing Tales of Death because it has 5 stars. Haha.
Yeah, and I had that one for last year, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any other things? Arrow, do you have your stuff handy?
No.
No.
Oh, that's right, because you guys are
phone for
recording
all
on your
that.
phones.
Yeah.
I've got my desktop
I looked at
here.
mine last night, and some of them, like, I remembered as you said, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. I know my longest and my shortest was the same.
Yeah.
Well, we should, we can put them on the Facebook page thing if we want to.
Yeah, I think me and Mallory always make a reel of all the
Mhm.
books, like our yearly wrap up.
yep.
And we can just share it there.
Yeah, I'm
That
probably
works.
going to do mine, like, actually in the new year because I'm going to read right
yeah,
up
I'm waiting.
until...
I'm waiting until because we're reading that one book.
Yeah, I've still got a couple books I need to finish up.
And I'm
we
gonna
got the one
try-
for this podcast, which we're doing next week, and then we've got
Mhm.
I'm finishing up the Expanse series. So
I don't know that I'll finish any more than the one we're doing for the podcast.
I think I'm actually
fair.
going to crack 100 this year.
We'll try.
dear God, 100. I thought I was
Mhm.
doing really good. I'm going to 61. I think is what I'm going to get. No, 62.
Hey,
I really did not expect it to read this
44
many.
or 45 for me, and I'm really proud of that. 'cause
Yeah.
I mean, with the
school
amount
has
of stuff
kicked
you have to do
my
for
butt.
school, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, I
I've
just
been able
noticed
to binge a lot of books.
I have since I've got the other camera, you can now read what date my chair was made. Pointing it out to the podcast viewers. 2020, apparently. This is the 2020
'Cause
edition of the
people need to know.
Secret Lab. It's mirrored. I can't figure it out.
People,
All right.
people need to know.
They need to know.
Oh,
Oh,
my
God, it's time to
goodness.
wrap this
You can
one
also
up.
see
it
this
is.
one hair on my shirt.
Oh my God.
Thank you,
Okay,
Donut.
so our next couple of episodes, we're going to do parts 1 and 2 of our group deep dive. So that is going to be The City We Became by, oh God, I forgot her
N.K.
name.
Jemisin.
Thank you. I wanted to say Nemesis, and I was like, that's not right. Oh
yeah,
my
her
God.
name is
And it-
Nemesis.
Yeah.
That's a
that
dope
would be
name.
great.
Would be.
It's like, what? So that's going to be like our beginning of the year thing. Then we're going to have guest author J.D. Byrne. We'll be discussing his book, More Hollow. Pretty exciting.
thought you
Then
were
we'll
gonna
be having
say
a curiosities.
Vance
What?
I thought you were going to say J.D. Vance. I was like, A, how do we get him?
yeah.
B, he's just going to get yelled at for an hour.
He wouldn't do that. He'd be afraid.
He's a little busy.
I'm too single for him to be like, okay. He'd probably cry.
I'm too poor.
Yeah.
And we all love cats. So obviously we're the worst.
Yeah.
So anyway, then we're going to have a curiosities from Zach and Carla. I don't know what
Oh,
you guys.
no.
It's okay.
No.
They don't know what they're doing either.
It's okay. We've got a couple of weeks.
Okay.
And then we're going to do Ariel's nonfiction, and she has picked Melania, which is her biography, autobiography.
It said a memoir.
Memoir. Okay, so that's a look ahead. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 episodes ahead. So
I could not
pretty
get
good.
Melania on audio.
Yeah,
I looked.
Okay, so I need to start reading it now.
Yes.
yeah. I already started my nonfiction.
I mean, I think I ordered a second copy, but I did not get them.
Yeah.
I tried to get the audio and couldn't.
Is it just not a thing or?
Not yet, anyway.
Okay.
It may be later, but it'll
Oh,
probably
is it
after
new?
we-
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And sometimes the audios come out like way after the
I
book.
figured
Yeah,
this
it's
would be a
usually a
good
few
one to
months.
talk about, though.
Mhm.
Like a good discussion one.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed today's episode. It's time for us to sign off. But before we go, only the best libraries have librarians who don't shush you.
Just make fun of you when you can't talk.
Merp, merp.